Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to bring you the opening of the latest structured deck from Konami, being the Freezing Chains starter deck. Um, Luckily, we know every card that we're going to get in this pack, luckily being a starter deck here. We do have the first edition copy of it as well. Came in the mail pretty quickly. We've had it for a couple weeks. Only issue was, thanks to USPS, we got a little bit of a crimp in the box, but nothing too bad to worry about there. So we'll kind of just cycle around the box art real quick. Again, I remember back in the day, the structure decks, starter decks used to have a little cutout here, and you could see, Dark Magician, Blue Eyes, White Dragon, Red Eyes, being the only ones I'm familiar with. I know that they released later ones, but box art is pretty nice. I definitely better than what they used to be. Obviously quality's improved over time. And then back of the box here gives you a breakdown of everything you're going to be getting in this set. So, you get the set of monster cards here, trap cards, spell cards, and the extra deck items along the way. Plus, you also get a mat and a little rule book deal as well. So just take a look at it, give it a little glance over. I'll give a good little zoom in here in case you're wondering what you get and don't want to go online and grab it for some reason. So without further ado, we'll open this up. Looks like we're going to have to tear the box. It doesn't open smoothly in the end, so I don't really think the boxes are worth anything in the end. You're not going to save them around too much or save them for posterity's sake. I guess some people might, but it's all that's in there. So up first, you've got your mat. This is a two-sided mat, so just unfold it here a little bit and kind of just scroll as we open. Clearly just being built out for this same box artwork as well. Has all the filled places in it. They're not labeled, so for idiots like me, I know we have 5 monster field slots, and we can probably determine make one a graveyard, one a deck slot, but kind of hard to see on this side if you're going to use that for the dual play. Backside has, this is basically, it looks to be like a strategy map of sorts. To break down what you need to do here. So ice barrier monsters, ice barrier synchro, there's a number of things. Phantom, and some advertisements for Phantom Rage, Blazing Vortex, which we've opened, Legendary Duelist, Rage of Ra, and then Rise of the Duelist as well. Looking at this, I don't remember them ever coming with a breakdown of how you actually did this. I know you got a rule book and a mat. I do not remember any sort of breakdown. I mean, I think this just basically tells you right off the bat how you're going to use this deck. So we'll go over it at the end just to see what happens and see if it actually does lay out like it is. I do think that the front artwork is great, but the lines are a little bit faint in the end. Nothing really too much. You can see them because we have a little bit of good backlighting here, but good artwork. I would say you'd probably just use this as a, honestly, I think most people just probably would use it as a poster of some sort, a little cool design. So kind of just as a zoom out here. All right. What we're gonna do, we'll fold this back up however it does fold. That's always the hardest part. All right, and then our deck is here with a little beginner's guide, so I'm gonna have to pull that out at some point, give that a read through so I can learn everything I've missed back in the day, kind of thing. There are 6 ultra rares in this set. 3 super rares, and then 37 common cards, giving us a total of 46 in the end. Digital age, you gotta have a cell phone to scan to learn how to play the game, right? We got our top loaders ready. These are gonna be common prints. We do want to still keep the nice ones nice and the commons separate. So you got to scan to learn the basics nowadays. You don't get to read a little booklet, but hopefully you have a phone for that. Blazing Vortex advertisement card on the back side there as well. So I'll end up giving this a look through just to kind of learn a little bit more, kind of synchro, pendulum link, all that stuff, whatever's in there, to just figure out how that works in the modern game. Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution. Just a little game you can play. I think it's on all major game systems, but honestly, I'm not going to play it. You get sucked into these games too hard, kind of thing. So good advertisement for that there. And then Yu-Gi-Oh Duel Links as well, which is a mobile game. So it's got a little fun blurb here, and you get to play against other players. So check it out if you're into that. I remember I used to play the Game Boy game all the time on a Game Boy Advance, but modern time you just don't. No one really plays games as much as you think you want to in the end. Or dedicating our time to relearning this, we can't learn a game online yet. So gonna open these up, flip them over. Being all the rare monsters are just going to come out one by one on the top here. So up first is going to be Revealer of the Ice Barrier. Actually, we'll do, just for a surprise sake, we'll do it like this. Revealer of the Ice Barrier being a ultra rare monster here. In the end, this is going to be one of our ultra rares. That's going to be a powerful card to kind of set us up in this strategy in the end. So we'll put this one immediately in a top loader, just to keep them all safe. This is always the hardest part. I never managed to do this correctly. Second ultra rare monster is Speaker for the Ice Barrier here as well. Holographic artwork. We'll turn our light a little bit to give us a better reflection of the holographic art. Again, first edition and all the copies here. Luckily we ordered this in time. Another big key player in this set. Then you have, I think this is going to be called Zuijin of the Ice Barrier. Warrior card monster. Ultra rare. Again, everything in this set is set up for the Ice Barrier kind of play set and strategy. Allegedly, this deck is going to be everything you need to get going and get started. But, I'd be interesting to see, knowing what's in it. People can probably counter this pretty quickly right off the bat. So let me know your thoughts on whether you think there's viability in this strategy as just a structure deck. Obviously the structure decks are set up to have you ready to go day one, but is there something missing that you think, something to boost this strategy, make it better, or is it flawless as is? I've seen a lot of kind of commentary. People think this is kind of a mediocre structure deck, and obviously I don't know what it compares like to the other ones, but if people are saying it, chances are it's correct in this situation. Wins over the Ice Barrier, our first spell card, ultra rare in the set. Gonna be a big setup one for having tributes for Ice Barrier monsters to allow you to get other monsters and stuff into your hands, which is going to play into the overall strategy for the deck. So very good card artwork. Not really sure what the theme between these are. We all have got these kind of, it's much more humanesque, or monsters. Everything's kind of designed after a human in this situation. Anthropomorphic is the word I'm looking for. Get our next top loader ready, because we know we have Trishula, Zero Dragon of the Ice Barrier. It's a synchro monster, and this is kind of your heavy hitter in this deck. This is going to be the card that you're trying to set up and use to wipe out everybody else. Especially you have provisions for raising its attack to 3,300. You can destroy 3 cards that your opponent controls when it's synchro summoned. So right off the bat, you're just knocking a lot of stuff out. So there is a lot to this card. This is going to be what the entire end goal of this set is. What would be interesting is whether you could fit this into another deck, another kind of strategy. You know, is it going to be limited to just these Ice Barrier decks? And honestly, don't know whether to tell you that or not. If you think this is a weak deck like everyone else, let me know why. Be absolutely glad to hear the thoughts and opinions of everyone, because at the end of the day, that's what we're looking for. Is we like to know, learn a bit about the game, get back into it, and hear everything. This is Duelist, Tiger King of the Ice Barrier. I like the card art on this one, actually, really nice. Probably, honestly, better than Trishula was. Just not a fan of that one as much. It just looked a little bit more grainy. So this is pretty cool. A good beast monster here. Another synchro monster. So this deck is heavily built around synchro summon, but probably most are nowadays since it is a key aspect. So we'll finish off by putting this one inside the top loader. And there's something on the top loader there. Oh well. And then up next, we're going to have our 3 super rare cards. So we'll pull 1, 2, 3, which will finish off our rares for this set. So Brionac, Dragon of the Ice Barrier, Sea Serpent, Tuner Monster as well. Pretty nice artwork. I just think that Trishula was just not as well done as the remaining cards in this set. It just looks a little busy, you know? That's about the best way to describe it. There's just a lot kind of going on. There's not really a good focal point around the monster card. Like your focus point's kind of here in the center, and you've got the other heads of the dragon kind of all around. There's dragging your attention away, for lack of a better pun there. So not necessarily the greatest artwork. This is Gungnir, Dragon of the Ice Barrier, and then Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. So premise, I'm guessing, looks like it's kind of a fuse of all 3 of these, though you don't actually fuse to get there, but you end up kind of combining all of these to get to the Zero Dragon Trishula. So Gungnir has a pretty good set of artwork here as well. You know, very good actually. Can't complain. I think that it just looks like it's better done, honestly. I don't know why, and I'd be interested to hear what everyone's opinion is. I just feel like this doesn't look good, and I don't know why. It just doesn't have the same feel. Maybe it's just too busy. These ones look a lot better. There's kind of more monster focused. There's less going on in the artwork, so nothing to really drag you away from everything. Almost like backlining. It's a old kind of where you can see like as if the strokes kind of fade. As this one like went back over it with like if you're drawing pictures by hand, you color in the same spot multiple times, but you move the pencil in different directions. You're backlining there. It's kind of what this print looks like to me. So can't Can't say it's the best design there is of Ultras. I do like Gungnir's artwork though, and I like the kind of the more amber color taking predominance in the holographic art here. Kind of goes well, kind of stands out against the the tuner color, synchro color background, plus kind of the heavy blues of this set. So I do like having that. That is actually a pretty good color set, and obviously with the holographic kind of shifts, but there's a lot of good amber, orangish colored coloring in that picture. So good artwork there by far. And then we'll just slip these all into sleeves. Definitely can use these sleeves to play, but I feel like it's probably illegal to use top loaders when you're when you're dueling people, because you know what cards are in them. Like I know in this set, if I was playing this deck, I know what 6 cards I've got in my hand kind of thing, or access to. If they're in the side deck, probably not as important, but you never know. I don't know how often people try to like come up with shady ways to figure out and know what cards are coming next so they can shuffle them around sneakily. All right. And then remainder of our deck, we'll just kind of go through a little bit here by here. So General Wayne of the Ice Barrier, Warrior Monster, Hexa, Spirit of the Ice Barrier. This card, I think, is actually really important to the setup that the game or the design of the deck is supposed to kind of lead you towards trying to play. So big card, yet not given the same kind of priority or treatment. You figure they'd make the important cards rare, but I think this is a very important card, so we'll keep an eye out for that. This is Blizzard, or Blizzed, Defender of the Ice Barrier, Cryomancer of the Ice Barrier. Again, cryo meaning cold, chilled, etc. Prior of the Ice Barrier. Man's rocking a great beard, that's for sure, but again, you're seeing everything is aqua, going to be water monsters, kind of setting you up. Defender of the Ice Barrier, this is Firefox's cousin, Ice Fox, so keep an eye out for that. Warlock of the Ice Barrier, Spellbreaker of the Ice Barrier, Strategist of the Ice Barrier. This is the old guy, Kung Fu Master you don't mess around with. He gonna mess you up kind of thing, so watch out. Dance Princess of the Ice Barrier, Dai Sojo of the Ice Barrier, General Raiho of the Ice Barrier, Medium of the Ice Barrier, General Gantala of the Ice Barrier, General Grenard of the Ice Barrier, Genex Controller. A little Wall-E kind of style design going on there. This is actually, I think, the first just normal monster pulled on any of these pack openings coming out of sets. I think that in Blazing Vortex, I didn't get one normal monster. Genex Undine. Never know what the name pronunciations are, so we'll give you all of them. Aqua Spirit, or Aqua Spirit if you're one of those people. Dupe Frog. It's a meme card at this point. I think a lot of people think it's funny. The meme for all these frogs. Ronin Totem. It's a samurai frog. So we've got a little frog deck going on as well. Fishborg Launcher. That's kind of funny looking. Mulan Glacia, the Elemental Lord. Question is this going to be Mulan Glacia, Mulan? That's the French word for windmill there, Mulan, like Moulin Rouge. The Elemental Lord. Silent Angler, it's an anglerfish, nothing spectacular there. Freezing Chains of the Ice Barrier. very important spell card for this setup. The Mirage Triangle of the Ice Barrier. And you see we've got a couple of our general guys standing around. Medallion of the Ice Barrier allows you to get Ice Barrier monsters into your hand, so we would need that as well. Mirror of the Ice Barrier. Salvage. It's an orca with a crane, kind of scooping out some sort of submarine or something. Allows you to get water monsters with less than 1500 attack, and bring them back from your graveyard to your hand. So again, there's a lot of setup monsters in this deck that are going to have less than 1500 attack. Allows you to bring monsters from your graveyard surface here back to your field in defense position as well. So nothing anthropomorphic here, just a couple of naval ships and a submarine. Where Art Thou is got to be the best pun card that we've got thus far. Pun on Wherefore Art Thou. And it's a dog, so Arf in the end. A Pointer of the Red Lotus. The Red Lotus we know is the enemy of the White Lotus, so Uncle Iroh is not going to be happy that we're getting involved with them here, even though they were arguably probably right in the end. But that's another Empire did nothing wrong kind of meme there. Fiendish Chain. Eisbon. These look like Namekians from Dragon Ball Z. Mind Drain. Heavy Storm Duster. And Crackdown. And then Terror of Trishula, or Trishula, which is the final play in this deck, from what I can understand or what I can tell, is you basically, for every Ice Barrier or Synchro monster you have in play, you just wreck your opponent's hand, field play, everything. You get to banish a bunch of cards total. So very powerful setup there. So again, what we're looking for are setups that get us to these Synchro monsters in particular on the field. All right, so strategy-wise for this deck, kind of building around what it looks like the optimal play is, which then in the end also means if something's optimal, it can be screwed up pretty quickly, since you only have one of all these cards for the most part. So the first card that it looks like you're supposed to somehow get yourself to summon, so you need a good lucky shuffle, right? Is you've got to summon this Revealer of the Ice Barrier. Effect-wise is that when you call another Ice Barrier monster, opponent can't tribute summon. You can use these turns once per turn, etc. But what we want to do is we want to use it to special summon in a couple of monsters here. We want to get a card here, a little frog card that we had. We want to bring in the Hexa Spirit of the Ice Barrier from our deck. So that would be this card. Use it to get Hexa Spirit of the Ice Barrier. Where is my Hexa card? And we would bring out Hexa. We get that into the field play in the end. Hexa, little happy frog lizard guy here, allows you to discard one Ice Barrier monster level 3 or lower from your deck to the graveyard, and then this card's level becomes the same as that. If you take this Hexa, what we want to discard is we want to find the Defender of the Ice Barrier. Again, have to find all these, pull them out. Want Defender of the Ice Barrier here. We want to send this to the graveyard. So this goes to the graveyard. Hexa becomes a level 3 monster. So move this one out of play. So these are our cards on the field that we'll be messing with. Then, since we have an Ice Barrier monster on the field already, if we have Speaker for the Ice Barrier, in our hand, then we can bring this to the field from our hand via special summon as well. So then when we bring this out, we have these three cards: Revealer, Speaker, and Hexa Spirit of the Ice Barrier in play at that point. Then we're going to make a big move right after that with these three monsters. So Hexa is a level 3 monster in this current setup, thanks to discarding Defender of the Ice Barrier, level 4 monster, and another level 4 monster. What we've been doing at that point is that allows you to synchro summon Trishula, Zero Dragon of the Ice Barrier, which requires one tuner monster and 2 non-tuner monsters. So Hexa is our tuner monster there. It's level 3, and then 2 more level 4s brings us up to 11 overall. And you can double check my math. There are 11 stars there. And then very powerful effect right off the bat. So then once you get Trishula out, Trishula allows you to banish cards from your opponent's hand, or that he controls, and whatever. That's not going to be your big effect. Useful, but not your primary thing. When this card gets destroyed, it comes with a nice little caveat to it that you can special summon Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. So card gets destroyed, and all of a sudden, Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier is your kind of card you're going to play out here in a second. Zero Dragon allows you to raise Trishula's attack to 3,300, have the attack of any monsters on your opponent's side of the field, negate their effects, and it's going to be activated once per turn. So you end up getting Trishula out, and then from there, your next part of your strategy is going to be one of kind of two strategies playing off of the same card. So the next kind of step looks to be to get our boy General Wayne of the Ice Barrier here. We've synchro summoned all these monsters out. Should we read them out? No. Clear them out. So we've got Trishula, he's hanging around. General Wayne back into play here. General Wayne's effect allows you to bring back or bring a spell card from your hand if you control an Ice Barrier monster, from your deck to your hand, as long as it has Ice Barrier in its name. And so you have kind of two options throughout this process here. Going to be two cards you're looking to go after. It's either going to be Winds over the Ice Barrier here, or Freezing Chains of the Ice Barrier here. So we'll show kind of both what looks like both are going to end up playing out to be. But Freezing Chains of the Ice Barrier being this continuous spell card. Bring this out, you play it, and then at this point you're playing the game of, okay, this allows me to bring one level 4 or lower Ice Barrier monster in the graveyard back into play and special summon it. So you activate that once per turn. So what are we going to end up doing? We're going to take this card here, and then we're going to end up bringing back this Hexa, Spirit of the Ice Barrier. And so now we've got General Wayne, Hexa, going to allow us to synchro summon again any other one of the 3 tuner monsters or synchro monsters we have left. We have 1 here, we've got 2, and 3 all at 6. So 6 here, 6 here, we've got 7 for Gungnir as well. So we'll be able to send one more match the level. We have another card in our hand to match them up. Luckily together these two get us 6. They get us 2 of the 3, but we would need to discard something to get here. So, let's assume you end up just synchro summoning. Doesn't really matter which one you pick in the end. If you're going for power, probably Brionac would be the next one you pull out. You go through about it, you wire it right out, and then, now you're waiting, you activate this again, you've got hopefully Hexa back, and then some other various monster in the end that you can summon out to the field, being an Ice Barrier monster of some sort. So just have anybody at the day, one of these level 4 monsters here, like Strategy, the Ice Barrier or something, get it out, and then you're just rinsing and repeating until you get to the final one. So you're just going to keep discarding. So eventually you end up with Dungnir dragging the Ice Barrier out on the field as well. So there's a rinse and repeat. Bring Hexa back, discard, and then Synchro Summon. Hexa, discard, Synchro Summon. And you just wash and repeat. Obviously, there's a lot of contingency on this one card here. You get them out, you're good to go. We're going to pause here. Just remember, this is kind of where we're going to end up. Same situation with General Wayne, though. Another strategy is that rather than bringing General Wayne and the freezing chains of the Ice Barrier to play, you bring Winds over that Ice Barrier in. And what Winds over the Ice Barrier does is it just allows you to bring to sacrifice monsters from your deck, and then bring different named monsters to your field, and then you're just playing the Synchro Summon game as well, at which point you're just watching and repeating until you get any of these guys back on the field, until you have some set of Synchro monsters. Either going to be these 3, maybe you got these 3, etc. Allows you to mess around. And then at the end, once you've got your field full of Synchro monsters, that Terror of Trishula card is kind of the kill strike of sorts. It allows you to banish a bunch of cards based on how many Ice Barrier Synchro monsters you control, and you use this once per turn. So before you know it, you've knocked out. You got 3 or more. You can take a lot of various ones. You can just knock cards out of hands, graveyard, from control. So a lot there. And then the Synchro monsters all have their own nifty little effects as well when they come out to the field. So that looks to be the strategy. The deck is built around is basically trying to get as many of your Synchro monsters onto the field as quickly as possible. It's very heavily contingent on a couple cards. It looks like in this deck that besides the tuner monsters aren't really key, or sorry, the Synchro monsters aren't really the key item here. It's mostly these tuner ones that get you set up to make the move. Again, your Defender of the Ice Barrier was not required. Just happens to be one of the easier ones to use and get to the point of the Synchro with Hexa. But this card here seems to be the linchpin of the strategy. So if you're not pulling 3 of them in your deck, you might be find yourself easily taken out from this strategy. There's probably other ways around it, but it looks to be this card that kind of sets everything up, which is not necessarily a great thing to be so dependent in the end. You got to have a backup plan. There's enough to deal with, but this seems to be the optimal way to go about it. Just keep cycling this card through to get Synchro monsters out. And then General Wayne over here as well being another very key card to get those 2 spell cards back into your hand. It's like if one, if someone's playing something similar, banish cards left and right, if they get any of these guys, either of these 2, it seems like is a good hit. If they can somehow get rid of this Terror of Trishula card, that freezing chains of the Ice Barrier, seems to be a very good card to try to target and get rid of. And then that wins over the Ice Barrier. And then you're left trying to struggle your way through a deck that is what I can tell or what people are saying review-wise is kind of mediocre. So, like I said, let me know your thoughts if you think it is mediocre, if the strategy of this is not as great, if you think it's too overly dependent, or maybe you think this is an optimal deck and just needs a little booster from some other packs and sets. So we'll go cut it here, wrap it up, and just one last look for you guys at all of our secret rares and ultra rares cycling through for you. This is the best of the synchro monsters, I think, artwork-wise, of the ultra rares. Wins over the ice barrier again. So all in all, for a short little set there, 46 cards, you get some decent ultra rares, secret rares, obviously with it being a set number of cards and a set number of what you're actually going to get. Not as too thrilling as a traditional pack opening, but nothing bad in the end. $10 deck, and you probably bolster this up with some other monsters here and there for a few extra dollars, a few extra booster packs, and before you know it, maybe you've got something workable, but it remains to be seen. It's new. We haven't seen anyone really play it yet. So, let us know your thoughts, and we'll catch you next time. Take care.